Welcome to Step Out Studio, your go-to place for thought-provoking content that explores the most captivating stories of all time. Here we dive deep into the world of classics, modern tales, and everything in between. Whether it's a timeless literary masterpiece or a fresh new adaptation, we're committed to bringing you insightful reviews and narratives that not only entertain but also enlighten. If you're a fan of epic stories, gripping characters, and highly detailed analyses, you've come to the right place. Get ready to step out of the ordinary and into the extraordinary with Step Out Studio. For The Count of Monte Cristo, 2024 TV series, is a bold reimagining of the timeless classic novel by Alexandre Dumas. Set in the early 19th century, the story follows Edmond Dantès, a young, wrongfully imprisoned sailor who is betrayed by his friends and fiancée. After escaping a dungeon-like prison on the isolated Château d'If, Dantès embarks on a journey of revenge and redemption. The series is an exploration of betrayal, the consequences of vengeance, and the quest for justice, universal themes that still resonate with audiences today. What makes The Count of Monte Cristo captivating after centuries is its timeless exploration of human nature. The themes of love, betrayal, justice, and revenge are universal, and the intricate plot twists keep the audience on edge. The story taps into the deepest emotions of viewers, from sympathy for Dantès as a wronged man to the thrill of his elaborate plan of vengeance. Furthermore, it offers moral quandaries. Can revenge truly bring peace, or does it consume the avenger? These questions transcend the novel's era, making the story ever relevant. This 2024 adaptation offers a fresh take on the classic tale, breathing new life into the well-known story. While staying faithful to the core of the original plot, the series modernizes certain elements, adjusting characters and themes to fit contemporary sensibilities. For example, the complex social and political themes around class, power, and corruption are highlighted in a way that resonates with today's global issues. One of the key changes in this adaptation is the tone. The 2024 series embraces a darker, more psychological exploration of Dantès' transformation into the Count of Monte Cristo. His descent into vengeance is portrayed not only through physical action but through a more introspective, almost cerebral lens. The idea of Dantès' identity becoming tangled with that of his alter ego is explored more deeply, showing how his pursuit of revenge erodes his own humanity. In terms of pacing, this version takes a more measured approach. The intricate plotting, which could feel slow in older versions, has been tightened up, creating a more intense and immediate sense of danger. In some ways, this series feels more like a psychological thriller than a traditional adventure drama, with emphasis on suspense and character conflict over external action. The new version also incorporates updated historical references, making it more relatable to a modern audience. While the original novel reflects the social structure of early 19th century France, the 2024 series subtly updates these references, touching upon themes like the fragility of political systems, social inequality, and the concentration of power in the hands of a few. Edmond Dantès. The portrayal of Edmond Dantès in this series offers a fresh, layered approach to the iconic character. Played by a charismatic actor, Dantès is not only a victim of injustice but is also shown to be a man deeply introspective, questioning his own identity as he transforms into the Count of Monte Cristo. While the original Dantès was a pure, straightforward hero, the 2024 version dives into the moral complexity of his revenge. The actor's performance captures Dantès' evolution from a naive man of good intent to a cold, calculating figure who begins to lose himself in the very vengeance he seeks. The series does not shy away from portraying the psychological toll of Dantès' journey. The moments of self-reflection, guilt, and inner turmoil are emphasized, providing a rich, multidimensional view of the character. Unlike older adaptations, this Dantès is less the flawless hero and more a tragic anti-hero whose actions push him further away from his original self. Mercedes, Dantès' fiancée, is another character reinterpreted in this version. While still loyal and loving in essence, this Mercedes is more assertive, grappling with her own sense of loss and guilt. Her portrayal adds a significant layer of depth to her character. Instead of being the passive, long-suffering love interest of the original novel, she has a more active role, struggling with the choices she made during Dantès' absence and the emotional complexity of her new life with Fernand. The modern Mercedes is not just a symbol of lost love but a woman torn between loyalty and self-preservation. Fernand, the man who betrays Dantès in the original novel, is given a more nuanced portrayal in this version. His motivations are explored in greater detail, showing a man driven by insecurity, jealousy, and a desperate desire for power. While he remains morally corrupt, the 2024 Fernand is depicted as more vulnerable and human, making his downfall that much more tragic. This Fernand is not just a villain. He is a product of his circumstances, which adds a layer of sympathy to his character. Danglars, Villefort, and Cadaris. The other key characters, Danglars, Villefort, and Cadaris, are similarly reimagined, with their own arcs serving to deepen the moral complexity of the narrative. Each of these characters is given more internal conflict, showing the burden of their guilt and the effects of Dantès' revenge on their lives. The 2024 series doesn't just present them as antagonists, it portrays them as flawed human beings, further blurring the lines between good and evil. The visual storytelling in The Count of Monte Cristo, 2024, is one of its strongest aspects. The series takes full advantage of modern cinematography techniques, creating breathtaking landscapes, detailed period-accurate costumes, and elaborate sets that transport viewers into the world of 19th-century France. The Château d'If, where Dantès spends years imprisoned, is hauntingly depicted, capturing the isolation and despair that define his early years. The grand estates of the wealthy, the bustling streets of Marseilles, and the dark underbelly of Paris are beautifully realized, enhancing the story's themes of class disparity and the personal consequences of betrayal. One of the standout aspects of this adaptation is how the setting enhances the narrative. The production design doesn't just serve as a backdrop, it reflects the characters' emotional states. The stark contrast between the opulence of the aristocracy and the bleakness of Dantès' prison is visually striking and emphasizes the central themes of wealth, power, and revenge. The contrast between light and shadow is also used to symbolize Dantès' inner struggle, with the Count often seen in darker, more foreboding environments as he gets closer to achieving his goals. In terms of aesthetics, this adaptation stands out for its use of color, lighting, and camera work. The show makes clever use of muted, earthy tones for the more introspective scenes, contrasting sharply with the lavish, gold-filled interiors of the elite. The use of long, sweeping shots captures the grandeur of the locations, while tighter, claustrophobic angles are used to emphasize moments of emotional intensity. The performances in this series are nothing short of exceptional. The lead actor portraying Edmond Dantès captures the complexity of the character with great skill, portraying his transition from innocence to vengeance with subtlety and depth. There is a certain gravitas to his performance that makes Dantès' transformation feel earned rather than melodramatic. Mercedes, played by a talented actress, is portrayed as a strong and independent woman, caught between past love and current duty. The actor's nuanced performance adds an emotional depth to her character, making her far more than just the passive love interest of the original. The supporting cast is equally strong. The actors playing Fernand, Danglars, Villefort, and Cadaris bring a new level of complexity to their roles, infusing them with shades of gray rather than presenting them as outright villains. Each actor does an excellent job of conveying the internal conflict of their characters, making their eventual downfall feel both inevitable and tragic. Revenge is at the heart of The Count of Monte Cristo, and the 2024 series handles this theme with a great deal of sophistication. The revenge in this version is not just physical or outward. It is psychological, emotional, and moral. Dantès' actions are carefully planned, and the series takes time to explore how each step of his plan unfolds and the consequences it has for him and those around him. In many ways, the show goes deeper than previous adaptations, exploring the idea that revenge, while initially satisfying, can ultimately be hollow. Dantès is shown to be torn between the need for justice and the weight of his own moral dissent. The show builds tension around his internal struggle, forcing viewers to question whether his quest for vengeance is worth the cost. It captures the full intensity of the original novel while offering a more nuanced take on the destructive nature of revenge. The music in the 2024 adaptation of The Count of Monte Cristo plays a pivotal role in enhancing the emotional depth of the series. The score complements the visual aesthetics, with sweeping orchestral arrangements during moments of grandeur and more somber, haunting melodies when Dantès confronts the consequences of his actions. The soundtrack doesn't just underscore the action. It elevates the emotional stakes, providing a deeper connection between the audience and the characters' internal journeys. The use of music during key moments of the plot, such as Dantès' escape from prison, his encounters with former enemies, and the final moments of his revenge, adds to the epic feel of the show. The soundtrack complements the narrative, emphasizing the tension, the drama, and the moral weight of Dantès' actions, making every significant moment feel monumental. The rise and fall of the music reflect Dantès' internal journey, from his initial rage and desperation to the cold satisfaction of his calculated vengeance. When Dantès makes his dramatic return as the Count, the music swells, heightening the sense of power and transformation he has undergone. During moments of confrontation, whether through heated dialogues or intense action sequences, the score intensifies the stakes, amplifying the emotional charge of the scene. The somber melodies that accompany Dantès' moments of reflection, especially when he faces the consequences of his actions, underscore the theme of the hollow victory that revenge can bring. By carefully aligning the soundtrack with the narrative beats, the music becomes more than just an accessory. It serves as an emotional guide for the audience, steering them through the highs and lows of Dantès' journey. In this way, the music not only enhances the atmosphere but deepens the viewer's connection to the story and its characters, making it all the more impactful. Is The Count of Monte Cristo 2024 worth watching? Without a doubt, this reimagined adaptation breathes new life into a story that has already stood the test of time for over 150 years. It honors the spirit of Alexandre Dumas' original work while making it accessible to a modern audience. The updated tone, complex character portrayals, and more introspective examination of revenge give the series a contemporary feel, which keeps it both engaging and thought-provoking. The performances are stellar, with the lead actor playing Edmond Dantès capturing the tragic complexity of the character's transformation with nuance and depth. The supporting cast also delivers standout performances, making the political intrigue and personal betrayals that much more gripping. The changes made to characters like Mercedes and Fernand offer a refreshing take, making them more active, three-dimensional figures. Visually, the series is stunning, with the historical setting beautifully brought to life through modern cinematography and thoughtful production design. The settings enhance the storytelling, offering symbolic weight to each scene, from the barren isolation of Dantès' prison to the opulent, morally corrupt world of the aristocracy. And of course, the soundtrack further elevates the emotional impact of the plot, perfectly complementing the highs and lows of Dantès' journey. In the end, what makes The Count of Monte Cristo 2024 so compelling is its exploration of timeless themes: betrayal, vengeance, justice, and redemption, and its ability to delve into the darker, psychological side of Dantès' journey. If you're a fan of morally complex narratives, well-crafted characters, and epic stories of revenge and transformation, this series is a must-watch. Whether you're already familiar with the classic tale or experiencing it for the first time, the 2024 adaptation offers a fresh, emotionally rich perspective that adds layers to the story, making it well worth your time. The Count of Monte Cristo 2024 is a thrilling, captivating ride that not only honors its roots but also takes risks that pay off in powerful and unforgettable ways.